Firstly, I believe the most important supporting technology that a coach can implement for the players is using a GPS tracker. So, a GPS tracker can be in multiple forms. For example, footballers and other athletes in non-contact sports, they'll wear a vest with a GPS tracker in the front or back of it. And these GPS trackers will track things like the top speed of the player, their average intensity whilst performing, and one of the main things, heat maps of where they've mostly been on the pitch. So let's say if a coach could see a player's heat map, so a football coach could see their player's heat map is, let's say, a bit further back than it should be, so a centre mid playing more of a CDM role or maybe towards the defence. The coach may choose to play that player at CDM or centre defensive midfielder because they can naturally gravitate towards that position on the pitch. Moreover, it can have some negative impacts over GPS. For example, they can't really be worn the vests as well for contact sports like rugby because if it can get damaged if it's on the chest, GPS tracker. However, there is other rugby platforms that are GPS. For example, there's a little device that a rugby player can place on in the back of the shirt, like towards the top, which most professional clubs, so like rugby union clubs like let's say Bath City, they design their tops, the player specific ones, to have a little pocket at the top of the shirt for a GPS to fit in. And the only downside with GPS, it doesn't necessarily measure strength and like the maximal force that they're outputting. So let's say a rugby player would benefit not as much, especially a forward, let's say like a prop, they won't benefit as much from a GPS as it won't measure the force outputted in a scrum, let's say. However, I believe they are still very important for all sports because it can see whether a player's pace is increasing or decreasing and whether their intensity is increasing or decreasing. Next, I think the second most important thing is video analysis devices. So these can consist of video cameras and other things like that. These are vital, especially in the modern game, as video analysis allows you to view other teams' performances and point out weaknesses in their performance, and it allows you to point out weaknesses in your own performance. So a sports coach would use a video analysis device to point out the team's flawed tactics or position on the field, which either cause harm in that match or in other matches it could cause the team to lose points or lose the game.